Thrilling and memorable. What a game on the opening day of the brand new Premier League season. And thrilling, that's just for Mo Salah. His third Liverpool Premier League hat-trick. Here's his post-match thoughts.
Mo, congratulations. You're proudly clutching the match ball. Extraordinary game to watch. What was it like to play in?
Without fans, it's so tough, especially in Anfield. You know, everybody knows that, but it's a good start for us. You know, tough team. They play football. They press high as well. So the game for intensity was really high. So we had a good game. Yeah, we should consider 3, but this is the game. We have to react for that, and we did a good job.
When you score a hat-trick, how difficult is it when the second penalty has to be taken? Because you've already gone one way. How much of a battle of minds is it?
I scored a penalty in the Champions League finals. That's a little bit easier, especially with no fans. But you know, it's important for me to just keep focused and score the goal to get the 3 points.
The way the scoring went as well. 3 times you went ahead, and they refused to die down. They came back every time.
Yeah, it's a tough team, to be fair, and you know, they had a great game. Especially they play in Anfield, they play away. You know, of course we play with no fans, but they play away. They react really well. And they scored 3 goals against us. That's a huge. So yeah, I'm happy about the result, and we have to keep improving and try to not consider many goals.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
19 goals last season in that title win. He's off and running already with 3, and with another match ball, as I say, for Liverpool, his 3rd one.
Yeah, it means a lot to him as well. Goals, he's turned, I'd say, over the years into someone he likes his personal accolades as well. You can see the way he plays. We've made something of it in the past, you know, that he doesn't pass too much, let's say, in attacking areas. He was probably at it again today as well. So I think scoring a hat-trick will be brilliant for his mentality, really, going forward. And, of course, it was a huge 3 points for Liverpool, because stumbling at home on the first game would have got you thinking. You know, they had a poor end to the season. I know it was, you know, there was lots of reasons why, and of course they can now just put that to the back of their mind, saying, yeah, we'd already won it, we coasted to the league title, but now we're off on the right foot again. So they'll be delighted in that dressing room.
That's interesting with you two as goal scorers. Mo Salah's mentality that Michael's alluding to there, it clearly means a lot to him, as he says.
Yeah, sometimes you can see the guys getting frustrated with him at times, especially Mane, which we've seen obviously last year. He did it a couple of times today, but listen, we know as strikers as well, to get off to a start and get a goal, it's always good, isn't it, Michael? Straight away to get your first goal. To get a hat-trick. Now, him going forward now, he got 19 last year. You're scoring 3 in your first game. He's going to be buzzing now for the next, certainly the next few games. So it's obviously a great start for him personally. As Michael did say, he does like his accolades, his personal ones. And we've seen it again today. And listen, he showed some character, because 4 minutes left in the game to step up the penalty after taking one, which is always difficult. I did it once, and it was the most nerve-wracking thing I did, because I think the keeper, he knows like it's mind games all with the keeper. And to be fair to him, he stuck it and showed some real character there.
Yeah, it was a great touch for that second goal, and then it's all about courage. This is a definite penalty. It's not the best of starts for a new signing at Leeds, but Mo Salah gets himself up. He did mention scoring a penalty in the Champions League final, so you could say he's used to that pressure. But in the last few minutes, when big result is just there waiting for you, then to step up, it's a very nerve-wracking moment.
Does he just remind us there that he scored a goal in the Champions League final?
Well, to be fair, if I did, then I'd remind people as well.
Just like you remind us about the Ballon d'Or, really, isn't it? Another stat for him, you have to go back to 1988 for the last Liverpool player to score a league hat-trick on the opening weekend this season. And that was John Aldridge, and he loved a goal and a match ball as well back then, didn't he, as well? Leeds, they'll be bitterly disappointed, but in the cold light of day, what can they take out of it?
Oh, they can certainly take a lot from it. They're going to play against the champions that don't usually concede many goals, and at times they open them up like they weren't there. We've never seen a Liverpool team like that getting opened up like that for against the top team. So certainly the manager will take a lot of positives from that. They will concede a lot of goals, Leeds, because the way they play and the way they press. So it was basically 2 teams today was pressing against each other and people running all over the place. That's why there's so much space, so much gaps, and that's why we got 7 goals.
And the style of play, we saw that with the equalising goal to make it 3-3.
We did, Steve, yeah. I mean, I used the word bravery at half-time, and I think that probably sums it up. The amount of bodies that they get into the box is staggering. Then, of course, they're bothered about what's behind them, but they're willing to back their ability. look at the numbers in the box. It's a fantastic finish. But we just count here, and we just take your eye as well on Wijnaldum. He's got the eventual goal scorer Glick in his sights, and he actually lets him go. But just look at the floods of players for Leeds. 5 players in the box when the ball is actually struck, and other players in attacking positions as well. So if they continue to do that throughout the season, then of course they're going to score plenty of goals. And they gave the champions, a team with an unbelievable defensive record, they gave them so many problems today.
And as Michael says, we've seen a lot of newly promoted teams play with a little bit of fear and a bit of caution. You said before the game, Leeds don't do that. Yeah. They didn't have any fear, did they, having gone behind today?
No, and we alluded to earlier on. The second half, they could have gone and win the game. They were the better team. I think at one stage, I think it was 70% possession or something for Leeds. So we know he's a manager that will have a go, and he'll continue to have a go. He doesn't have any fear. We've seen that in certainly last year. So so far, so good. They will concede goals, but if they continue to play like that, I think they'll be okay.
Fulham at home next, and that will be, of course, at Ellen Road next weekend for Leeds. When we come back, we'll get some managerial views. Bit of a roller coaster for Jurgen Klopp today. It certainly wasn't straightforward. His opposite numbers always animated, and they will have their say when we come back in a couple of moments' time. Well, let's hear from another man who certainly has got his principles. He doesn't go too far away from them either. The Liverpool boss, Jurgen Klopp.
Jurgen, on the final whistle, I think our camera showed you just say, wow. Did that sum it all up?
What a game, eh? What a game, what an opponent, what a performance from both teams. Very football at its best, as a proper spectacle, and I love that. Of course, when there are 7 goals, somebody must have made a mistake, probably, because of many goals. It's pretty rare that many goals. You see that many goals in a game. So for us, it's clear. We had... We left space for improvement in our defending, let me say it like this. But that's not completely unlikely for a first game of a season. With different jobs to do in the pre-season, like playing 3 days before for Scotland and England and stuff like this, and Holland. So 3 different styles, bring them together again in a very short time. It's possible, of course, we can do better, we should have done better, but if then an opponent is there who force you to make mistakes, and what that Leeds was here for that, then I have to say, yeah, it can happen, and it happened tonight. We should have done better, we can do better, we will do better, but offensively, so in possession, I loved a lot of moments in the game, to be honest, because it's similar difficult against such a good organized and passionate defending team like Leeds, and 1-1 over the full pitch, it's quite demanding from a physical point of view. It's difficult to find a free player. We found it quite often. We played really good stuff. We used our skills to cause them problems. We could have scored more. We had big chances on top of that. But in the end, we used set pieces, which is fine for me as well. And so we won 4-3, and I'm absolutely happy.
Much more to come on that game, of course, but let's continue the reaction to that stunning 4-3 Liverpool win at Anfield and hear from the losing manager, the Leeds United boss, Marcelo Bielsa.
Marcelo, what's your analysis of that game?
¿Cuál es el análisis de este partido?
Una derrota justa.
A just defeat. A just defeat.
Un rival que nos costó mucho neutralizarlo.
It was a rival that made it hard for us to neutralize them.
En el segundo tiempo nos costó pasar la pelota de defensa a ataque.
In the second half especially, we struggled to get the ball from defense to attack.
Y no creamos peligro.
We didn't create danger.
Si bien el esfuerzo nuestro fue muy grande,
and although the effort was very big,
no alcanzó para jugar un partido equilibrado.
It wasn't enough to play the game on even terms.
Sobre todo en el segundo tiempo.
In particular in the second half.
Do you not take pride from your team coming back 3 times in the match, though?
Que si no le da orgullo que su equipo haya empatado 3 veces el partido.
Sí, por supuesto que valoramos la rebeldía del equipo.
Yes, of course he values the rebellion of the team.
También logramos evitar que Liverpool jugara mejor de lo que lo hizo hoy.
We also stopped playing. We also stopped Liverpool from playing as well as they usually do.
Hicimos mucho esfuerzo para evitar que ellos impusieran sus individualidades.
We made a lot of effort to stop them showing their individual brilliance.
Pero el análisis final muestra un desnivel a favor de Liverpool.
But the final analysis shows that Liverpool was superior.
Well, it is very quickly after the full-time whistle there. But I have to say, Robbie, you were taking lots of positives there. Marcelo Bielsa looks very down and disappointed.
Yeah, he didn't look happy, did he? He had his translator, didn't he? I think he looked a bit nervous. He was scared. Yeah, he didn't seem too happy, but there's definitely a lot of positives you can take from that. I mean, just coming from the Championship, as you mentioned before, playing against the champions and to score 3 goals against them. And I thought, he said the second half he didn't really do that well. I thought actually he played well the second half. I don't know about you, Mo.
No, but a lot of the time you can put on a front as a manager. Sometimes I've been in dressing rooms and we played really poorly and the manager comes in and says, you did really well there, and you know to a man that you were poor. And sometimes you play really well and the manager comes in and he actually goes the other way, says we can do a lot better. So sometimes, you know, you mentioned, Steve, as well, it's straight after a game, he might still be frustrated, but sometimes you can try to play with the players' heads, just think, hang on a minute, he expects us to be coming here to get a result. That might be changing their mindset. That might be saying, we're not coming here to just survive in the Premier League. We should be coming to places like Anfield and trying to get a result. So it might be just planting a seed for everybody, for the fans, but also for his players to think, you know, this is where we belong. We can get results here.
We've seen the third goal. We saw 2 very good finishes, particularly the first one as well, from them today in their positive finishing as well.
Yeah, I mean, that was just good build-up play. Always trying to play it from the back, but great pass. And for me, this first touch and the second touch is incredible. And he was good. I think he'll surprise a few people, Harrison, this season in the Premier League. He's very, very direct. He's very quick. He's got good feet, which he's shown here, and you know, a good finish.
I think we've also got to be a bit careful when we talk about Leeds, because a lot of the time we'll see them give the ball away, maybe, you know, on the edge of the box in their own half. But when you see goals like that, that is exactly why they're being brave. That's exactly why they're scoring goals. Look at this, goalkeeper. It's a pass. Easily lose the ball here. Easily. But as soon as they beat the press with a little bit of bravery, all of a sudden they're in on goal and they score their second goal. So, yes, they'll make the odd mistake and, yes, they'll be punished. But this is the way they play. This is the way Bielsa wants them to play, on the front foot, with pace, with a lot of bravery, a lot of courage. And there's your just rewards. So, of course, we'll all pick holes in them when they give the ball away. But this is the reason they do it, because they're capable.
And is that important for players to have a manager who sticks to his principles, even away at the champions? I played
with managers, and we'll do a pre-season, and we're going to play this way, we're going to play this certain system, and then after 2 games, it's gone out the window. They could change it straight away because they've lost a game or they conceded goals like they have there. He hasn't. He never changes. We said it before the game. He will continue to play the way he wants to play. The goalkeeper, as Mo mentioned there, he gave the ball away a couple of times in the first half where they nearly broke and scored. He didn't care. He kept doing it. He kept doing it. And he got the rewards there. He scored 2 goals from the starting from the goalkeeper and playing. So he won't change his way, Bielsa, which I hope he doesn't, because that's why we all love him.